What the hell is the rose? Nobody knows. But we can take the examples of it that are used in every art, in Dusac, in longsword, in staff, and maybe we can kind of find some common denominator. The part of it that is the rose, in my opinion, is fine with me, is this kind of movement. I think that's what they're talking about in the rose. When you see D'Artagnan and the swashbucklers, I think that's the rose. But as long as we're going around like this, if I have the strong on the weak, I'm going to have my way. If my strong is on the weak. What we're going to do is the counter to a thrust. So we're going to just use Meyer's typical left hand forward, left foot forward. Okay. I want you to thrust gently and confidently towards the person's face, but don't finish, of course, right? So as you thrust towards me, I want to direct up like this. And I want to direct up gracefully. I don't want to connect percussively. Thrust at me. I want to control because I want to maintain contact the whole time. So you thrust at my face. I want to pick the staff up. I don't want to strike it. I want to pick it up. And we used to call this term, before there was Hema, we used to call this a gliss. I don't know why. I don't remember why. We used to call it a gliss. You thrust at me, where you pick up the staff and you maintain contact rather than striking hard. We come up and we don't want to come too hard, but we want just enough to stay in contact. And you'll see that if you pick it up close to your hand, let me throw one at you. Nice, 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 nice. Now remember, you want to go, according to the instructions, we want to go all the way up. All the way up. We don't want to stop halfway. We want to go up a little higher than we would normally. Why would that be? The idea is, strike up. We want to stay in control. We get that strong and weak ratio. Then we raise our backhand. We drop our front tip down by our right side. We catch in here and then go to plow. As we go up, watch what happens. Watch my strong on weak ratio. The higher I go, the more I get a strong on weak ratio. And that's important to the rose, in my opinion. Trust me one more time. Because now what I want to do is I want a rear wheel steer here. We learned this last week. We want a rear wheel steer. Here's the rose back here. I'm in low left. Thrust at me. See, I'm way up. I'm right up. Now watch this. Do that one more time. You can feel the power of that, right? Yeah. Oh, it just all the way up, all the way up, and up into the face. We're like this. Thrust to me. I want to go to this side. Not to this side.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want to do what's called a sweep. So we want to sweep across. Trust in me.
The rest of my stuff.
Now I get that strong and weak ratio. Now I turn with the back of my staff. And then I'm right up inside. Try it one more time. Cross. There you go, there you go, nice. And the key is maintaining a nice smooth gliss. One more time, thrust at me, thrust at me. Maintain this nice smooth gliss. You see how I can just throw your staff around at that point? You can't resist. It makes a small person a big person. Leverage. Great place to start this technique is from low left. So you're over your left foot a little bit, you're kind of down here, you're kind of blocking your lower quadrant, and I see that, and I'm coming in with my thrust. Around, bam. And the more you crank, the more that's going to hurt. And you see you're starting to pick the solar plexus just like me, but if you actually, that breaks my wrist or it takes my hand right off the staff. One more time. You're in low left. Yeah, kind of just railroad you into where. And sometimes you get the lower quadrant, but if you drop down, you get the high quadrant from underneath. One more time, trust it. 3 keys, start low left. Gliss smoothly, control the staff and rear wheel drive as you drop down. Gliss up, rear wheel drive, and straight up and in. Is the rose just another version of Mutirin?
Looks like it right now.
It looks like it doesn't. It looks very similar, especially to Ringex's version of Mutirin. When you read Ringex's version of Mutirin, it's you come to bind and you're not strong in the bind. Does that look familiar? It's almost exactly the same move. So it could be that in the older Lichtenauer method, they're talking about Mutirin, and the Joachim Meyer calls it the rose. It could be an evolution in terminology. Who knows? But anyways, that's probably time for the night. Thanks a lot. Next thing.